They're doing a nice job. They just finished up our street, and they cleaned up pretty well, and it's not taking too long. It's a little bit of a hassle, but not too bad. The street trees, I know that we've had some calls regarding the dead trees, which have been removed, and we are replacing those the trees as we speak. Lastly, the pickleball courts. I know there's a lot of interest with the pickleball. As I've said for the last 3 or 4 months, we're almost there. It's almost so. Pickleball is coming soon, so you can see the progress as you drive by, and they should be there hopefully in the next month or so.
That's been a common question the last few weeks.
Yeah,
that I've heard.
So, almost there, and that's about it, Mayor.
Any questions, comments? Police and fire.
Okay. For the 4th of July event, both police and fire reported everything went very smoothly, very well. All of our safety precautions worked as we expected them to work. So that was good news. Going to the fire, let me first start with, we had the captain's and lieutenant promotional process. Made decisions. The ordinance won't be submitted until we officially have openings. Likewise, we're not announcing candidates until we have official openings for those positions. But as that goes, also eventually we expect within 6 months to have somewhere in the 6 months to have situation resolved and be able to publicly announce. And we have a waiting list of candidates to backfill when we eventually lose a couple of people from the department. For the chili lunch, there were over 1,000 chili lunches served. Everyone was appreciative of the support of the community for that. CPR classes are going really strong. I guess the activity picked up after the football game where everybody understood how important CPR was to know. And from a capital standpoint, they'll be purchasing new bay doors for the department. On the police side, the flock policy is complete. Did everybody get a copy? I know members of the police and fire safety committee. Did the other committee get? Okay, we'll make sure we get copies. I'm looking at you because you're the person that's here. But we'll take care of getting the rest of you. Anything you want.
Shake your head.
Just wanted to make sure you had something to do as a result of this. It turns out that while we had been working on a separate policy, we had a policy that involved the use of cameras, so it just got incorporated into that particular policy. There is interest in the department of going to a 12-hour shift. The police department currently works 10-hour shifts. And so we as the committee expressed a desire to understand more what's involved in that kind of a scheduling process, as well as the implications to Chapter 258, which governs some of our personnel procedures. So we made the decision to schedule a special council meeting so all of council can be made aware of what the proposal is for going to 12-hour shifts. So we think it'll be a more efficient and effective way to run the police department, and there are several local communities that have already converted to 12-hour shifts. So I think it's scheduled for August.
Yes.
That's the plan, is to have this meeting
Between our two pre-council meetings.
Right. Okay. Cultural arts, just a couple of highlights here. Program manager interviews are ongoing. We expect to have a hiring ordinance in August. That's a little bit different than what was represented in committee, but that's where we are right now. Big Art Party is scheduled for Friday, August 4th from 6 to 8 p.m. Please register at the Rec Center front desk. And the Cincinnati Lab Theater New Works Festival will be at the Bell Tower Arts Pavilion Theater the last 2 weekends in July. For building, planning, and zoning, I think I spoke last month and talked about General Tool was coming before planning with some new plans. At their request, that had been rescheduled, and it will be this month, and it did not occur last month. And from a application standpoint, we had 28 applications. They were mostly residential. They were all reviewed. 15 permits were issued with a construction value of just under $62,000, resulting in revenue of just less than $800. And that's our report.
Any questions or comments? Okay, let's go to the ordinances then. We have, as stated, one ordinance to deal with, and we'll begin with ordinance 23-40, and I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Burke.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the payment of amounts due upon certain contracts requiring certification of availability of funds and declaring as an emergency. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Mr. Burke.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
Second.
Mr. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 23-40 adopted as an emergency. Is there any other business to come before council this evening? May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Burke.
Yes.
Adjourned.